Hello, and this is a test for the audio. Okay, we're good. So let's us get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to, and actually one of my older ideas for this channel. We're doing some model building. I once tried doing this a while ago. It went alright. I ended up that time making a model AT-AT for my father for Christmas. Today it's a little more personal. I am making myself, let's switch over, this bad boy right here. This is, if I'll turn that around, the P-Bandai high grade Gundam Plutone from Gundam, the side story Gundam 00P. Box is already open. However, the runners are not, so we'll be starting with that. Very basic high grade, so especially if you do Gundam Pla, you may know some of this as older, especially 00 content, so do note that it is essentially just old 00 content builds, so we'll be doing this the way I somewhat normally do, but you may notice, I have a little something in my build zone, and that would be a lovely sheet of trying to move things around so that I can easily build a piece of craft paper. In fact, I actually have a full set here. Because, unlike the AT-AT build, and I've also done a rebuild for the Gundam 00 on this channel, I don't have any more of that footage. That was lost with my 2TB for my laptop dying, which is why a lot of stuff went on hiatus a couple years ago. This is going to be a pure... This is going to be a straight build, for the most part. I mean, I'm going to paint it and stuff once I get around to that point. However, strictly, I'm using this as a basis part, as a partition to, say, some other kits we'll end up building in the near future, because I want to make building model kits on Mondays a thing. I'll be mapping out some parts that I believe are going to be of use to me in a custom build. What is my current custom build idea? Mixing this, the 00 Quanta, specifically the full Saber variant, the Unicorn, and Strike Freedom, which sounds interesting. But that's not for a little bit, and we got items that we must pull out of pieces of plastic. First, I should have I was thinking about doing this before the stream. I just ended up forgetting. You may notice there's like a card, like a deck holder thing. That is meant for any sticker sheets that I might have. I tend to keep stuff if in case I need it again at a later point. But let us get all these runners out. There we go. Out so that I can put things in places. Joint section. Supplementary pieces. This has the poly caps, which I tend to leave out strictly about up here. In case you've never seen me build a Gunpla before, I tend to start a little weird when I build model kits. I start, rather than starting where the thing tells me to start, I start feet first. So, beam saber handles, which I actually need to cut because I don't have a beam saber handle of this style. Beam saber type of this style in the, in any of my high grade kits. And you may have noticed there's no color on the box. This is a P-Bandai kit, and you'd think the color boxes would be something like premium, but nope. Okay. What parts would I need for the leg? I need C1, which is that one. I need B1, which is that one. And what do I need on the back? I need... That's it, actually. Polycaps, but I'm not including polycaps. Polycaps are the obvious. Wait, nope, those are on B1. And I will actually need A. The rest, I can put in one of the lids, one of the parts of the boxes, so that I can get to them quicker. This is only for the leg, and strictly speaking, the foot. Literally, all I need is these two. So, the tools I see me using at least today will be this. I'll probably be using a couple files. We will definitely not be painting the kit today. That I can guarantee we're not doing that today. That won't be for a couple weeks. But my Gunpla markers, I only have 2, so don't ask me for the brown. For brown. And a couple Q-tips for that area. And I'll get one of the polishing bricks out as well. Or it's another sander block, but I tend to use it to polish after I use a file. Actually, strictly speaking, I don't have that, so I might actually pull out my sandpaper, my finer sandpaper too. My gritted sandpaper. I don't think I ever regained my flat-edged file. But anyways, all we need out of this is... Actually, I do kind of want A. I like this feet design, actually. Actually, this feet design actually reminds me of Unicorn. Ooh, that's a little close. But, ooh, this is almost like butter. I say that, I just drop a part. I say that, I drop a piece. It's gonna be a fun day, that's for sure. Okay. This is the bottom. I'll at least do a couple test pieces, because, I think the most I want out of this kit for customs is the chest piece. And maybe some of the shoulder armor. But essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pencil and I'm just going to outline, essentially trace and outline it on a point. But, helps if I can actually see it. So from up above, it would look almost similar to this. Why am I tracing parts, right? And taking pictures? The thing is, I have a 3D printer, and if I can make vector art, vector line stuff on from the what I'm currently tracing out. Apparently, I didn't trace that properly, but essentially something like that. You may not see it, but because the light sucks. Essentially a shape like that. It might just be easier to make polycap points. Completed thing, actually. Yeah. And there's... I'll put that to the side. The issue is more so customizing the part. So... But yeah, I should... Now that I think about it, I should do it with completed portions. And just vector art the completed piece. So, like, the foot, I actually kind of want to try and mesh. So, I will take a piece of graph paper. Maybe it's going to be pictures. Honestly, I don't know. Okay. 34, 33, and this is supposed to just slot in. And that is the normal foot face. Next, from the polycap end of things, I need polycap 8. Polycap 8's the obvious one. It's the cap ends. Actually. And then from B1, we need strictly B11, which is this back one right here. You may notice I'm not really sanding much. Not much to sand. I'm actually getting these pretty spot on. I tend not to clean up the polycap because that takes a lot of time. And for the most part, I just spin them off the thing, so it tends to come out fine. But this is definitely going to be a kit that has it. I've seen some reviews on this kit since it literally came out last month, and obviously some people got theirs before others, which is fine. Bandai's allowed to do what they want. They're their own company. Got most of the nubs down. Don't need really tough gridded paper currently. Oh god. Okay. And next I need B12. B12's also a simple part to look for, because B12 is it's just that, like, back, that, like, heel piece that you might see on some shoes. As I drop my nipper, because the nipper tends to be the preferred choice for when this happens. Oh god. Too tough. I want brown. So essentially, the nub came out like this. It's hard to show, but it's essentially where the gating on the runner didn't come off fully. So it didn't come off the way you want it to, so you have to slightly sand that piece down. And typically do this with files, but the file I like using is currently not in my possession, so I'll use the sandpaper. And it's supposed to hook in like that. Actually, it hooked in pretty well. This is actually a part that I say, honestly, wait to put on, because then, you can paint that a little easier. But we have a foot. Done. Okay. I want this one. Let's move these over by my mouse. This one's probably my next choice. Move all these over. So that I can, when I get to that, the other parts. Oh, I missed D. Oops. Let's see. D1. I need D5. D5 is actually is molded in yellow, meaning I don't really have the correct color for this. I tend to use gray. Since I don't have the correct color, you want typically brown. Actually, I might... I'll have to put a special color in for this, but I don't have that color. I would actually use a green marker for this specific kit, and other kits like it in the 00 line, because this spouts something called GM particles. Those are green and flashy, like green silverish ones, so a green marker would actually do better. But I don't have that, so it's being deferred to gray, since it is a lighter color. B1. 19 is my call, where it is the one we'll easily get to. Okay, now are my nubs. The bottom one is definitely the standard sheet. I might as well be polishing it. This part 2 is also pretty... It must be a sanding block then. Actually, all of them kind of cut off pretty good. So, if anyone's joining me, how's your day been? Hope it's been, and especially since it's been a week. How's your Thanksgiving gone? If you're in the States and you celebrate Thanksgiving. We didn't. My family didn't do that. Not all of us were in the house, so we pushed it back to Sunday, where we knew it was a little safer. If you know me, you know I live with my family still, so that is fine. Okay, I need polycap 1. Polycap 1 is the normal polycap you'll typically see in this regard. When it comes to model building, it is a basic piece record, and that will go behind this one as this piece points forward. Now backwards. Next, I need another polycap 1. And I need off of C1, 5. 5 is a closer piece to normal. And for this specific piece, because it is asking for it, as I do it, the polycap needs to go flat end onto the peg of this piece. That actually cut out fairly well. Okay. Little bit of an issue because it's a tight, slightly, it's a peg into a specific spot, and it's always going to be difficult. And that will go here. And the next part is B1. B1 is exactly what you think it is. It's this piece, which is the exact opposite side. And this is going to be exactly what piece you think it is going to be, and it will go essentially it will go right here into the foot. Actually, because this is a ball joint onto a peg into another ball joint, a joint section. We will put those over to the side because we're technically done with that portion of the leg. And what we need now is C19, C112, and C110. It asks for 9 first because that is the one that you will sit everything in. And this is definitely if you have nubs that are, will get in the way, I highly, highly recommend you sand them down. Because especially for parts like this, it tends to get in the way of the exterior parts, because this is definitely an exterior piece. And it is specifically asking that C12 points this way. So this portion of the indentation that is at the top faces towards you as you put it on. For this is the kneecap of the machine. So, in case you're wondering, maybe you watched Gundam 00 and may not know, what exactly the Plutone is. The Plutone is, or I should refer to it by its full name for this, GNY 00 GNY 004, otherwise known as the Gundam Plutone, is a second generation Gundam created by a celestial being to test certain armaments and armors. Strictly speaking, the armors are as follows. The armor test is as follows: the GN composite armor and the core fighter, which we will talk about. We won't get to that part this session, most likely. We actually probably will, because that's the chest piece. I do plan on at least getting to the chest today, hopefully, because after this, it's going to be especially later, other things. Oh, it's this way. I don't like it when things are this way. Yeah. Oh, B1 just slots over this piece. This is right leg, so it's this leg. Okay, so piece I'm looking for is B13. B13 is this piece, snazzy little piece right up here. I should be able to, take this apart after it's fully built. Now, there's something I can't fix with my current, what I'm currently doing today, which is what's known as a seam line. I'll try and show that if the light will let me. It is a white part, so it will probably not show well at all, but we will try. Because you can just barely see it. Seam line is, it's essentially a mold line, or also sometimes referred to as a mold line. It's essentially where a second piece is molded onto another piece, so it looks a little weird. There's just a line split through the upper thigh, essentially. I'm using the wrong side. It says, but as I was saying, the GN Y004 was piloted by one of the Krongfang group known as I know her first name's Chal, I don't remember the last name. But Chal, it was the pilot. She is one of the three remaining people that know what is the thing for the GN drives, used by all Gundams of the creation of the solar reactors for celestial being, and part of helps run Fresh T, which is a sub-organization of celestial being that helps operate using it originally within the First War, a spare one of the spare GN reactors that happened to be there, and all repurposed, rebuilt second generation machines. Okay, next part, we're back on B. From B here, we want 16, 20, and 21. As well as 10 and 17. Okay. So, 10. It's this piece right here. In fact, it is a very obvious piece. I know exactly what piece this is, for it is a beam saber handle. That will just slot in like so, and we're done. B16 is this larger portion of the Gundam right here. Should be able to spin this out with minor nubs. True. 16 here will go down here like so, blocking the forward momentum of the ankle slightly. It's actually really easy to get off. Actually, yeah, that actually works. In case you're wondering, I tried moving this to see if I can get a little bit more range out of this ankle portion. I did put this piece in, right? Yep. Because the backing is on the back end of the foot. And the next part is B17. B17 is just the cover piece on the leg for Pluton, so that you don't really tell that something is sitting behind its... I'm putting this on wrong. This way? Yeah, it's this way. And because of how the armor sits, it actually makes the beam saber that sits there actually really secure. This would actually carry over to the GN004 Nodley, which is also GN005. Virtue, where the beam sabers are in the upper leg. Actually, Nodley sits actually in the knee. This is upper thigh. And finally, we head back to C for two more parts, which are both C13. C13 appear to be what appear to be like thruster like objects, and you'll want these to go in the back, and it wants you to use the bottom portion of the piece in the instructions for the clip. I wonder if there's any significance in swapping it, but having it swapped, but I'm not here to question that. Ooh, that's actually a pretty decent chunk. And same as last time, point forward and bottom. Okay, that's actually a decent amount of range. I'm not going to put this on the mobile suit on the foot yet, but essentially all you do is just pop the polycap, the ball joint into this foot's polycap, and you're good. Okay. Essentially next, I'm going to do the chest piece first. Actually no, I'm gonna do the chest piece just to get the uniqueness of the, because essentially left leg uses the next. Actually, you know what? Check it. Okay, here's B2 and C2. If you notice, they are much smaller. It's because they only have the necessary parts that are doubled for the kit. Speaking of which, we will be requiring this for one part that requires the base portion of the suit anyways, so it works out. Foot comes out, smooth like butter. Both came out, smooth like butter. And that just slides down. And essentially for this, it's all the exact same parts that you saw on B1 and C1. Just, now it's on B2 and C2 and D2. Normally, because of how I deal with the parts when I cut them out, I tend to spin them if it's like this, or later with this one, because it tends to leave less of a nub, especially on the thin gated parts, and just helps out tremendously. So essentially I just snip, and if the gating is not really big, this one is, unfortunately, I will just literally spin it. Or, weaken it a little, then spin it out. Because I can accidentally cut the plastic. Or cut it enough to where I can just barely get it on. Which I accidentally did. I did get a bit of shaving off on this side. Actually, I'll leave this off for now. Actually, no. Actually, I don't think I'll be panel lining today. I think I'll panel line when I'm ready to paint. Okay, next part is literally same one, B16. Or, is it still 19? Yeah, it's B19. Oh, I didn't do one piece. That I can do that when it comes back, because that piece is literally just the it's on the instructions. It's B121 and B20 with PC1, and that's just the point where it attaches to the waist piece. But you may notice we're back here. We need another PC1. If I'm not doing panel lining, this actually might take less than 2 hours, and next time we'll just get to the panel lining and painting of the kit, which will, for the most part, be easy. I'll just need to make sure I set things up properly. We're back at this piece for C, and also make sure everything's sanded to the point where, because I use acrylic paints, make sure everything sticks to the kit. Meaning I'll sand it down slightly to get off the like super slick paint, like gloss paint job it already has. Especially since it's already been messed with. Okay. We're back to 18 now. Notice this hasn't been here, but that also appears to be a different part in general. Okay, next is exactly which ones I think they are. This one. No. I need 12. Meaning the B2 11 and B2 11 are the elbow parts. If these are the kneecaps, or in the kneecaps, those have to be the elbows. Because they're the literally a smaller version of the exact same part. With a few intricacies that divide it. Okay, beam saber mount is set. Okay, next. Yeah, I should be able to fully pull this piece off. Oh shoot. I might need to for this one. Okay, no. Yeah, actually that's real easy to do. I can pull that off real easily. Thankfully, I do know where most of the colors go. And even with paint on them, I can remove parts. Because I do have some separators. As you may notice. Actually, how far down can this piece go? Not that far, okay. Makes sense. But as I'm going through this, I can see what... Especially if I use the legs here, I can actually change this. The only issue is up here. I like double O's leg design, and specifically I'm using parts of Seven Swords, which requires that knee design, so that might be a mod. I'll see if I can mod that, but that is not the current suit. This is the current suit. It's where more damage gets done if you can't fully remove it right away. Cap goes forward. Taller end goes towards the knee. And with that, we're back at B10, B16, and B17. So, beam saber handle, ankle guard, and knee guard. Knee armor. And for those who may not know, this machine. If you watch 00, you know one of the characters. I can name drop. Felt Grace is a CIC officer on board the Ptolemaios, which is main celestial being group in the Gundam 00 anime. She survives to the second season, where you learn, I say survives to second season because it is a war anime, sorry. If I'm spoiling that, sorry if you haven't watched it, but I assume you kind of watched it if you're here. I mean, you could also just like Gundam. And the reason her parents are dead, as you learn, is never really gone into depth. You just know they're dead, and she sees the other members of Celestial being as her family because of that. Because she was essentially born into it. If you read the OOP is a side manga based on her parents, another member's parent, which is also a member, which is Ian Vashti, is the parent name, who was friends with Felt's parents, and Chol, who was the pilot of Plutone, where issues occurred. Both of Felt's parents actually piloted mobile suits. Strictly, her father piloted the Estrella, which is the GMY version of the Exia, and her mother piloted, I believe it was Abdul, was her specific suit, which is the prototype for the Gundam Curios. It's a Transformer type mobile suit, and it is a more heavily, essentially heavy-based version of what I would call the of a fighter plane, actually, versus futuristic spacecraft. Okay, we're done with that, meaning we're going to the chest unit. Chest unit should be easy. Chest unit is typically easy. I only need A, D1, and C1. And C1 I only need one part. Which I'll cut out now. C1 is 20. That is 23. That is 24. This piece. I have to be careful not to cut the... I'll at least point it out. The runner was literally attached to this small piece. A required piece for this, by the way. Making that a little tense. Just a little. I no longer need C though. Because of that, so I can throw that. D2's gone. Because most of these parts are all on this runner. This is literally all the parts. For this specific machine, this is every part. Especially for this portion of the mobile suit. So first, you need this piece right here, which is a 7, and this is the chest piece. A 7 then gets polycaps, which I threw away. I didn't actually throw away, but I threw them in a spot I didn't need to throw them. I need PC4. PC4 are hinge-like joint pieces. Ball cap socket joint that's on a hinge. And they will just slide in like so. Hinge towards the front of A7. With enough room, actually, that's a decent amount of swinging distance. I might not be pushing it in all the way, though. Actually, like, loose these joints to be out a little, just so I can put some more in. Next up, I need A6 the back portion. Actually, this is literally blow for blow, double Exia's back. This is literally the Exia back piece. Just 144 in my case, and if you're wondering why I made the distinction of 144 in my case, well, after I put this in, because there's actually a small tab in the back for D1. I just dropped A. Nothing else here? Nope. Push these out. Honestly, would push those out beforehand just so that fits. You don't, lose the joint inside the chest. These are 2 yellow pieces on D. But anyways, the reason I say that is because this is the Exia. Literally below the back, except for the fact that this piece is not there. And you may be wondering why it's 1/4 way bigger than this, and not really put together and kind of broken. This was my first kit, and I did not have the tools for it. And that goes up there. It just sits up there behind my monitor, which is right here. The next piece is actually A26, and speak of the devil, C20. C20 has this piece, surprisingly enough, out to the front. A26 is actually a GN drive piece. For this, essentially how it works is the first Gundam in 00 is O Gundam, which is essentially a GN drive equipped version of the RX-78, with things that make it look like it appears in the series it came out of. Which makes sense. With all the GNY variants having being unique types, which is also nice. Is this one piece that didn't come off fully? And it just so happens that this piece, most of the machines are this is the chest. This is where that piece, part form piece, is supposed to sit. Next is D6 and D7. Call it D6 and D7 because they're not on this. They're only on this D1, so it's not like you need much. Actually, you don't have any of the back pieces here. Surprising. Okay, I cut out D6, D6. Right, I cut out D6. It goes over here and it goes down. So essentially, flat end goes towards the bottom of the chest while this goes up. But, anyways, Pluton is, while the O Gundam is the original RX-78, Pluton tends to look like the RX-78 too. And what do I mean by that? It actually has the core flyer, one. Whether or not it makes it past this form of the Gundam is another thing. Kind of like the UC Century, actually. Now, Universal Century, now that I think about it. But there we go. These would actually do if you took them out and painted them first, and then put them in. But there's actually enough of a piece out here that you could possibly get it out again. Okay. Next up, A11 and A25. A25 is this piece here. It's all white. The other one, A11, is actually blue, if I think about it, so a little different. This is also the first of two waist unit pieces. You need PC2, ball cap, rubber ball. Polycaps are essentially hard rubber rather than pure plastic. So, it's a rubbery ball piece that is essentially a ball joint. Creates a artificial ball joint. There we go. And this piece just slots into the gray part like so. And we're good. Next up, we need one more part, and we're good. Or a couple more parts. The next part is the last of the mandatory parts for this piece, which is this little, which is P6, Polycap 6, which is a double ball jointed neck piece that just slots in on top of the D section up here, and that's just gonna go. That's gonna allow for the chickening of the head of Pluton. The head, I'll wait till later to do. So I have 2 feet, 2 legs, and a chest. I actually, can I do the back now? Yes, I can. The back doesn't change much. Okay. I just want to get this piece out of the way. The faster I can get off these parts, the better. So, because technically after this, all I am going to need is A. In, like, C1. After the arms. This piece of the gate won't let this piece swing down. Okay, from C1, the next part for the backpack. So, actually, we'll still need the chest, and I haven't finished the chest. I forgot the part here, which is fine. And actually, we'll be using... As soon as I get that, actually, we apply a sheet, which we'll need a cotton ball for. Okay, we have A27, this piece. 2 up, 1 down. But from C, we need 16. This is only on C1. And 16 is actually the weirdest one. On the sheet, it's right here. Okay. Tiny portion goes down, top piece up, and you want the hollow section pointing out. I shall get B2 and B C2. Okay, dislodge D2. And now we have to cut out. So, we actually have 2 of these. The first one I want is a 2. On one side, where we're going to mess with all the A and B stuff. Okay, so this is A2. Actually, we can just do this quickly. And just do them all at the same time. So, the first part. B. We'll come to B here. And we're just going to chop this off. B2 here, cut this off. Put it on this outer portion right here. Wing facing out. Slope facing out of the wing. Flat end facing in. And I'll get B1 up here so that I can get this other wing out. And that's all for B. Next, C. You want C4, which is this small piece here, easily removable by spinning. As you may have already noticed, I do things weirdly. I'm okay with doing things weirdly. Just fits me so well. Make sure the flat end goes out, the hole with the the side with the hole on it goes outwards so that it can go into the pegs on the side here. And now all you need is the A1 parts to go over, clip to the wings, and attach this to the backpack of the chest, the back of the chest piece. Actually, we'll build two things while we're here, because this also has parts from the backpack and the actually, we'll remove that and we'll just make this for now. What do I need? I need A1 still. But this doesn't require much else other than a couple of the stickers, a couple of the other parts. So one portion goes on the left, one portion goes on the right. If I was finishing up the kit, I would put it on the kit, but finishing up the chest piece, I would do that. But currently, I'm actually going to build the supplemental thing first, because, you know what, I'm probably not going to use these parts ever again after I put it together. Anyway, so A29 is a good part. A30 is also a good part. For this, okay. Only a glass foil. And with stickers like this, I tend to use a Q-tip, actually, to finish the indentation before I put in the next part. Next part is A38. What is A38? It is a nice green, clear piece, or it's not really clear, but it's a good clear piece that will just slot over on top. Easy to do. And, how's this supposed to go? It's just supposed to... I think it's just supposed to... Yeah. If I could get it to slot in properly. I did cut off 29, right? Oh. I was putting it in the wrong spot. That's normal. Why does D2 have one of these pieces? I think it would all be on the same piece. I'll leave the safety nub on for now. That way I don't break the piece as I build. Now all D2 has is a couple vernier pieces that go on the main body. Same with D1 actually, so... these essentially go on a front end piece that looks similar to the rest of the mobile suit chest. Okay, so you want it like this. This is 4. And each one just slots on one side. It doesn't matter which one's which. It's the exact same part. Actually, it does. The side that doesn't go down, obviously, goes to the right side. And there's that. A3 and A4. It's... Okay, that makes a little more sense. I thought it was a different piece. I thought both A3 and A4 were the same piece and only saw it as A4. I don't think I'm painting this piece at all, so, as well, so this piece is actually good for what I'm doing with it. But there's that. Essentially, all you do is essentially snap this in. Apparently, I did not put this in properly. Oh, had it upside down. um, no, can't be that way. The right side's not lining up for some weird reason. Oh, it just wasn't straight. That's good. And there that is, except for the one part that I accidentally forgot to do. Which we'll do now. For it's literally the one part of the chess piece I forgot. Be careful not to cut any of that off. That is a very tiny piece. It's definitely possible. Oh, God. There we go. Okay, so the next piece of this puzzle is actually another foil sticker. It is 5. And this is one of those like fold over stickers you might see on some things. And like normal, I am going to use the Q-tip to just fold it up the sticker on the one side, a portion on of the sticker on the one side. And actually, that came out really well, despite the couple of sticker issues at the front. But I think I've wrinkled a portion of the front end of the one. And our final piece of this is actually another dark green stick thing. And this, after I flip everything back over, will clip on like so. Essentially creating that of a cockpit hatch, which can attach here. And there we go, we have our little core fighter. It's good. Or B, this entire piece slots in like so on the front end of the chest, with it being easily removable should you want to, display it in this form for a portion of time. That is going to sit right there, out of the way. Okay, I'm going to save the head and the waist unit, because those require stickers. Well, a portion of the head requires a sticker piece. And so does the gun, if I remember correctly, because it's basic, it only has one sight. Okay. So, our first step is the right arm. Right. Actually, we'll do left arm, so that we can just get C2 out of here. I don't need A currently. I need this one. Okay, so first step is always going to be C2 here. C2 with a number 1 polycap. That polycap will stick it onto the lower arm, and the first one you want is C8, because that's where the polycap fits in best so that you can fit 7 over it. And square side is down for this piece. Now we have this piece right here. Small arm, nothing much. Oh. Okay, that... actually, I think we can skip that for now. Because this is just the shoulder piece of armor. And actively requires B1? I mean, we can still cut at least the actual armor piece off. So that's essentially it. I think this piece is supposed to be yellow. I don't have a colored picture of the kit, which we will have next time so that I can give you a better looking at that. But we'll save the B2 and which is this piece. So this is a vernier piece of extra armament, so to speak. Okay, so again, C2 1. C2-1 is where you want to put stuff. You can't spin this piece out because they put it at a slightly awkward angle for the two side ones. And then, as I stated, you want C11. It's like I kind of figured it was going to be this one because it's the exact same piece. And the peg, once you get it to just the peg. Okay. Yep. This piece goes forward, curve goes back. And then you need C2 for the exact thing you think it's going to be, and it's since it's right next to C1 and it's literally a mirror. Okay, so you want it like this, and you want B8, which is another hold piece for this, and another C2 piece, which is 6. 6 is for heavy armor, so do note that. Okay, so actually just hold it like that for current. Large side is pointed in. And this piece is literally cut one piece off and then you spin it off the runner because that's how it works. And then, I want it this way. Here we go. With the next piece being PC5 with B4. PC5 is what we call a hand piece. Or, actually, I think it's another joint piece, actually. I think it's the hand. No, it's the wrist. It's gotta be the wrist piece. Okay. Okay, there we go. There's B4. Oh, I forget there's... It's not as much here. Okay, B4 doesn't care. Positioning of this piece of B4 doesn't seem to really matter. Yeah, this P7 goes forward. And then, obviously, P7 goes on top of it. B7 goes on top, since it is the outer portion of this exact arm. Make sure this piece doesn't get in the way. And next, the square port. We need B5, because B5 actually has positioning on this portion. Okay, you want the larger portion going outward. And then you want B21. B21 is the cap piece. And this is the exact opposite. I think it goes this way. Yeah. This piece goes to the outside of the arm. So it's like this, and the arm piece, which is sitting right here, just slots in like so. Hang on. This is left arm. Hang on. Yeah, that's it. Oh no, B6 is that front thruster. I was looking at B9, which is the back piece, to this exact same part. Okay, we need B21 again. B1 again. B1 has the next portion of this. That's B2. Wait, did I just use all the B1 parts? Ah, well, it's the same exact parts. Okay, so I need B24 for this side. However, before we can go any further, we have a little things to do. It's time for E. E is all the lovely little string portions that we'll be attaching. So, E goes like with the rubber stopper piece that's on it into the plastic part like so. Okay. Next, we need E2, which is a little weird. And this side strictly needs E2 because of where it goes. And this piece actually filters through. You actually have to thread through the top hole, like so. And with that, then you add it to the back, to the completed arm. I'll actually use the actual B2 piece this time. Dang it. Went B2 off the table, and then I ended up using the complete wrong one. First, before you go and put that in, you want the small D1. It's the same for the right arm, just make sure you do it properly. Okay, for this, you want this piece down. There's a small angle piece down into here. And then this slots over the cover of the arm like so. Oh yeah, this definitely has potential. Oh, there's a clip piece. Okay, guess we're popping off the parts I didn't want to do yet because of the painting process, but I guess I'm doing these anyways. So, and this one you actively want D2, which is actually a clip piece, surprisingly enough. And you want the gap on the bottom. As you pop it in, because the top portion of the gap that it has will allow it to slide in properly here. At least this is an easy part to get off if I need to get under here and fix the web cable. I mean, it's not done yet. What do I need? C2? C2 will at least be done. And this essentially goes backwards here and on. Essentially clipping this piece onwards onto it. With this, then can I... Yeah, okay, never mind. I could have waited, but, you know. I could have even waited on these parts, too. But that is done, and... I mean, C1 has to come up anyway, so that helps. 26. 26 is a hand. I also want 15, which is a 26 is a widespread open hand for like more dynamic action, while the 15 is a grip designed for holding items, like so. 16 requires 2. 15 requires 3. It's just how they do it. Don't ask me why. So it ends up going in here like so. Ta-da! And then 15 is obvious. Either A, the gun, which is later, or B... Actually... I think I built also the diver ace, but on stream. I don't think I did anything else, though. Now that I think about it. Sorry, I know that seemed way odd for me to bring up, but it's... Okay, D2 has to be on... D3 has to be on the waist unit. Yeah, I can cut that out now. And just get prepped. The piece I need is A15. For this specific piece. And 3 is just literally a button on this piece. It is a piece of side skirting for the waist unit. Okay. And it has essentially a piece that's like a power button, and the gap in it goes up. It'll hang like this, so that it looks straight. But that D2's done. And A is currently not in use. And we have this small piece of plastic. Right arm, essentially redo it with C, and this time all the B2 all the B2 sections I used. Oh. Guess I should do these now. Let me just make sure I have the right poly cap. E21 has a PC one, yeah. And you need 2 of these, which obviously is made. Square side goes out for this polycap, because these polycaps only have a curved and straight side. 1, 2, 3 snips, and for this, obviously the side back looks like it will end up closing on it. You also have a small circular end down here to make sure it goes in the right spot. And then, whichever leg it's going on, you just slot it in the way whichever way it's gonna be pointing towards your waist unit. So if it's gonna be the left leg, to the right. If it's the right leg, to the left. Literally most of these parts are mix and match. And and honestly, most kits nowadays are possible to just immediately kit bash as soon as it comes out. the runner. I don't really care for these 001s style waist pieces because they tend to come off. At least my first one does. And those are 1/100 scale. I can't imagine the horrors for this one, which is the quite literally smaller. Okay, so it's that. This arm's probably gonna be the last thing we do tonight, and then tomorrow will be the waist unit. And plugging everything in. Or, not tomorrow, next week. Because, tomorrow is not a build. It is me going and doing some fun things in Valkyria Chronicles. So, if you want to watch that, do so. Speaking of which, these will be re-uploaded on, I technically have stuff going up on Mondays. I just got lucky. Sundays are for play. You know what? Sundays. These will go up on Sundays at 10 o'clock. Like normal. 10 o'clock in the morning, like normal. Like clockwork. Out of me. And should be up every day. Every Sunday, but it's done. Hopefully we can get to some of the things I've been wanting to do for over a year now. Because I actually have a kit that I wanted to stream building. I've built part of it, actually. For doing stuff for a presentation, actually. And it just ended up never getting done due to me losing my computer that following year. Actually. And as I learned, don't need to do that yet. Actually, I can do this piece now. I don't need to wait. And if you're wondering which piece, this piece. The back of this section. Because the cables aren't too bad to deal with. Now, there will only be 2 cables left, and those are for a different portion of the kit. Make sure when you put these in, this piece is up, because that will help it attach to the armor part that goes over them. Just note, if you do have a kit like this, you do need to pull the nipper back after cutting, because it tends not to come off properly. And middle hole, slot through, curve through, and pull. And with that piece is now done. Okay, so next parts. Where's the C6 piece? So essentially after this, both D's should be, D runners should be done. Both C's, most of C, the 1C and 1B runners should be done. Should be. You know what, fine. I'll get both waste units out. Both side skirt waste unit pieces done now too. That way I don't have to do it next week and just put them on. I didn't put this in properly. What I'm gonna do is just poke it out. There we go. Obviously, once you get it right, it will just immediately slot in. Okay. Don't need that until after I start finishing up. Let's see here. Oh, these are skirting pieces. Dang it. B won't be done, but A and both B's won't be done. And technically C, but I can quickly pick C up myself. Actually. Let's move these go. Looks molded. Is that literally... Hang on. I get a little more than just the weight. The waist might just be it, yeah. Literally the guns. Literally, okay. Here's C1. C1 has this piece right here. Literally, snip, snip, snip. And there's a final piece up here. This is actually literally two pieces of plastic that just get sandwiched together. Snip, 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 and sandwiched. Literally there. Done. And that, holding hand bag belt. Where is it? Literally in the same spot. And I'm just gonna slot this in. Not the arm you'd want it on, because this is technically the shield arm, but you know. There we go. Done. Man, I hate getting sidetracked, but I also like it when I just get something done. A blessing and a virtue. Both a blessing and a curse of having attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. I tend to want to do multitask and do everything at the same time, even if that's literally impossible. And literally same pattern. Done. And I can't mess it up because there's no parts too unsimilar. Where is it? It's supposed to be on this one, alright? No. I'm looking for PC, not. The only time you actually have to take the thing to a polycap is that right there. Not too painful, but it's like, come on. I know you're doing this just to slow me down. Since I'm literally at this point, outside. actually. And it points into the machine so that, well, hopefully the ball cap will wrist this way, because you shouldn't really wrist out. Man, actually that. But this is a test technically for Virtue more so than Nodley. To continue going over the background of Pluton as a mobile suit, it was essentially designed to try and force use GN drives, GN fields actually, and the composite armor was created to help it achieve that because it couldn't do it on its own. And it ended up becoming a little more powerful than which essentially the GN composite armor was essentially just a, hey, you know what, this isn't working, okay, put this on then. Okay, and I'm going to okay. Actually, one. Because this is B1's part. This one actually doesn't want to stay down. Okay. I was worried I started bleeding while doing this. Okay. And, D1. Essentially what I'm going to do is just dab a large... This goes down towards the slots, yeah. So the indentation goes down this way. There we go. Another arm socket done. You only have 6 minutes remaining of the time I allot myself for this. So, I think we'll do one more thing, mainly due to the fact we have both arms together. And literally the only thing we're missing is the waist unit. And that is the final weapon of this machine, which is the GN shield it carries. Which is a good weapon. It's not the best weapon, but it's a good weapon. Got it in my lap. And we'll help clear out some of this remaining stuff on, especially A, because most of A is the remainder of that shield. I tend to leave the fists on the gunpla because I'm more so switching between multiple weapon poses, then outstretched. There we go. And slot in, slot in. I'll go into a little more detail of the stuff next time, mainly due to the fact that I'm literally kind of all over the place. But, okay. So, this is on the back here. And A has two things. One, I need A13 to get the final D piece on so that we no longer need D2. And all we need for this shield is 3 parts. Okay, so you need A13, or A35, which is the outer portion, which is the nice, like, middle red layer, the outer bottom white layer of it, and the final gray piece. And there's technically one more part to this, but this literally goes exactly where you think it goes, so 1, 2. Three. Very basic shield. And the final piece is you want C122, which is the arm piece for the shield. What do I mean by that? Here is the other shield, the arm we originally had on it. It had the gun on. There. And there. Unfortunately, there's only one of this part, meaning it's only a lefty shield. But I'm pretty sure I know of a couple extra parts that could get it in its hand, though. But, technically, we could have the entire suit done now. This is where a little little thing called kit bashing can come in. Because I do have a couple kits lying around that I could definitely borrow parts to. But we can also attach what we currently all have. I currently have all built to the chest piece that I can. There's the chest piece of the core flyer. We flipped it. Normally, the core piece is like this, and just slots into the back of here, like so. This, This is a small 3mm peg here that has nothing on any other part. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. You know what? We'll finish these off because these technically go one other area. They're just not attached yet. These are meant to be weighted on till you get the waist unit. Now what? Because you say that, I'm going to do it now. Fortunately, I don't think the only part of the Gundam I will not be... Okay. So 5 goes on each side, this side goes... So, right needs 5. I cut out 4, so this side. This piece... Okay, how... And which end? Normal end. Okay, yep. And then you want... Literally, okay. This is the only reason why I'm doing this now. It's because these parts are literally just sitting here. Literally, this piece right that was left was literally just this piece. To attach to the chest. Technically, I'm supposed to wait till the legs are attached, but I can just alter it. If I need to, I can just remove this piece. Gets a couple extra pieces out of my way currently. Because then, all I need to return to the piece for to take out of the box will be C1 and A. C and A. Because that's all the parts that I'll have left on runners. And even then, I'm still gonna clear out some of these extra parts because, literally, I can have stuff not running around if I do it now. And that part is going to be a 17. This way now, the bottom of my box literally is all the couple runners that I literally don't need because they're empty. I tend to keep the runners just because. No way doing that stuff anymore. You know, this would definitely be recyclable. It wouldn't be recyclable. And then all you do, feed it through, and there's a peg right there. You know what? Fine. Literally, it is now literally only just the waist unit. And then next week, we can do all the panel lining and whatnot. And technically remove pieces if I need to. So, like, for the arms, I am probably going to remove these back pieces. Remove all the ribbons and put all the pieces back down. Just so I can just paint them without worrying about getting these things covered in paint. But literally, all we have is this piece, I'm literally cutting out now. Points out this way. And 19, which goes in directly the opposite way, with the two bottom pieces facing down. Or, actually it's up. And I want the small piece. You want the small one pointing out. Because this is the, this piece is the, part for your, action base, if you have one. An action base is just a stand. And then this piece just slots on to this piece back here. This is also where the second polycap 2 comes in. Just slots in like so. And then the front, C's gone. A will literally be the only thing I have left. Why? Because A is literally the only thing for the head. Oh, did I mention I still have the head to do? Okay. So here's this. And this. I'm not going to do the final red piece, which is 36, because I'm going to... Another thing for painting. I'm just going to snap it right into you. Why would I do that? I just made the side skirts separate. I'm actually going to take the heavy file to it. Actually, I got through most of this without major nub marks until just now. Is that? And then I can put that on. It's done. And now it asks me, hey, put your leg pieces on. Okay. And that just goes in there. Honestly, this actually gets a decent amount of range. Despite that piece being there. And, this side gets a 14. I mean, I could, I could still totally remove this joint and have this piece hang. But that's only if I really want to use my airbrush. And, due to an issue with a different kit, I kind of really don't want to do that. And literally, now that that is, together, move the, wings out of the way. And there we go. Mostly done. Feet are not. Let me get the feet on. Then I can at least stand overnight for the next couple days. It definitely has spots for where it could be a new kit. There we go. There is the Pluton and half of its glory, and most of its glory. So next week, Monday, will probably be about halfway done. 3/4 of the way done. Because I still need to do the head. I also still need to paint the machine. This will most likely just be a good black with a nice purple down here. And then once it's dry, I'll probably use the foil sticker paint on it. So that then it gets that nice reflective look for the sight that sits underneath the gun. But other than that, this should still take about maybe 2 more weeks. The last one probably being a dry touch-up stream that's probably quicker in length because of just how far we've come in doing the kit. Yeah, this is literally only a 3-day session project. I mean, I can use another head from a different mobile suit, actually, honestly. But, actually, that touch-up stream might, it'll have actually a part of the 00, because I do have spare parts for that to build. But, other than that, thank you all for watching. I enjoyed building the kit while we've been doing this, and it's only day 1 and it's almost done. But next week will be the head and the beginning of panel lining and painting, because this kit does have stuff that requires panel lining and painting. Well, doesn't require panel lining, painting definitely. And it will also happen next week because I will also have a picture for you to see as I paint the machine. And for that, I will probably have the camera closer to the desk so that you can actually try and see what I'm doing for that in general. I just wish this manual actually had, color. But other than that, like I said earlier, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. As I said, tomorrow, for those on YouTube, tomorrow will be the second stream for this. Speaking of which, Tuesday of the week this comes out on YouTube. My next choicing game, actually, let's see the Switch, so I can give you a definitive response on that. AI the Somnium Files, actually, because I have yet to play that, and that will be a very interesting game to play. I've heard some decent things about that. Other than that, for those here on Twitch, tomorrow is Valkyria Chronicles. That's also going to be a lot of fun because I've heard good things about that series too, and I'm a big, somewhat big, Fire Emblem fan, so that should be fun. Here it's mostly the same, somewhat the same, but hope everybody's enjoying Future Connected and Sonic Colors. Sonic Colors got pushed back apart due to my god-awful playing style but for that game, but, things happen. You can't be good at everything. But you can definitely try. I'm not saying it's over, but after this playthrough, but I will definitely keep at it. But as always, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your night.